Hello everyone, this is Shadow Libra, and in today's video, I'm going to try something a bit different. This video is actually inspired by something MatPat did in 2021 and 2022, where he would present 3 brand new FNAF theories for upcoming FNAF projects and try to make some predictions on what may happen. Today, I am going to do something similar. In this video, I will present 3 theories for the next FNAF game, Secret of the Mimic, which by the way comes out on June 13th. In the next video, I am going to present 3 theories for the second FNAF movie, so stay tuned for that as well. But before we get into this, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe with notifications on, join my Discord, follow my Instagram, and my Twitter. Now, let's dive into the video. Here are my 3 theories for Secret of the Mimic. Theory number 1, Hand Unit used to be a real person. Hand Unit has appeared in 8 FNAF games so far, those games being Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Help Wanted, Curse of Dreadbear, Special Delivery, Security Breach, Ruin, and Help Wanted 2. When looking at the story of Scott's original games alone, the earliest point in the timeline where Hand Unit appears is Sister Location, which in the overall timeline is pretty late. Personally, I had always figured Circus Babies was where Hand Unit was made. However, the Secret of the Mimic trailer took me by surprise when the first voice we hear is Hand Unit's. Keep in mind, it's confirmed this game is in 1979. Something I and quite a few people have noticed was the stuff Hand Unit says in the trailer sounds very familiar. In the Mimic story from Tales from the Pizzaplex, after Edwin disappears, Fazbear Entertainment sends multiple groups of people to his factory to clean the place up and retrieve the Mimic. However, in the story, we are told the man who gave out the instructions to the teams sent to the factory was a supervisor named Ron. Let me know if what Ron says sounds familiar at all. Edwin Murray left that place in quite a state when he disappeared a few months ago. The property reverted to Fazbear Entertainment due to breach of contract.
One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us.
Another thing to point out is in all of Hand Unit's appearances, you can tell it's an AI talking.
I will be your personal guide to help you get started. I'm a Model 5 of the Handyman's Robotics and Unit Repair System, but you can call me Hand Unit. What are we talking about? We're talking about becoming a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee.
Fazbear Entertainment is excited to join the digital age, and what better way to do that than with an edge-of-your-seat virtual reality experience. Fazbear Entertainment would like you to put your hands together for the one, the only, Freddy Fazbear.
Now notice the way he talks in Secret of the Mimic.
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident. But just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
It sounds a lot more human, especially with the way he says, just in case.
But just in case.
I think this is Ron talking in the trailer, and his voice sounds like Hand Unit's. After the events of Secret of the Mimic, probably around the time of Sister Location, I think Afton used AI to replicate Ron's voice without permission, which would mean every time a Hand Unit has made an appearance, it is an AI mimicking the voice of a real person, which really goes to show how scummy Afton and Fazbear Entertainment really are. It would also further push the message I feel like the Steel Wolf FNAF games and Tales from the Pizzaplex have been trying to give us. The problems with AI and how it is used in modern day. AI is everywhere now. You can use it to replicate people's voices, you can make it look like people and other things are actually there when they aren't. In 2023, there was a huge actor strike. Part of what caused that strike was actors didn't want their talent being replicated using AI without their consent, because that is something that can be done now. Voice actors have had issues where people would use their talent without consent or any credit. AI art has taken away jobs from actual artists. Now, let's look at what's going on in FNAF. The current main villain is an AI capable of mimicking voices.
Help! Something grabbed me! It won't let me go! You have to find me! I'm trapped in the sinkhole under the raceway! You saved me! You saved me! Gregory? I'm Gregory. You're not Gregory. What are you? I'm Gregory.
The storyteller shows us a Fazbear Entertainment board meeting where the board of directors all agree that by installing the storyteller tree into the Pizzaplex, that they can fire the entire creative team and replace them with AI. By the time we get to Security Breach, the Pizzaplex is full of staff bots. Robots who do all the dirty work in the Pizzaplex, like clean the place up, cook the food, serve the customers. They even act as security guards. The entirety of the Pizzaplex staff are all robots, not a single human worker in sight, with the exception of Vanessa, but that's because Glitchtrap won't let the company replace her. But besides her, Fazbear Entertainment has pretty much gotten rid of all their human workers. The size of the Pizzaplex alone shows just how many people in Utah should easily be able to find work with this place open, and now none of those people can due to the staff bots. The current era of the FNAF story goes so far with AI that this program literally becomes William Afton at one point and replicates his original crimes to a T. The modern FNAF story really comes across as an allegory to the problems AI is causing. So introducing something to the story, like revealing Hand Unit this entire time was an AI voice replicating a real person, would further push this narrative in my opinion. Even Scott Cawthon himself has publicly stated his issues with how AI is being used today. Here's what he has said on Reddit. They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but I do not consider this to be true when people use AI or AI filters to duplicate someone else's voice without their consent. I feel that it is very disrespectful. So there you go, Hand Unit being an AI voice replicating Ron may at first glance not seem like a very important detail, but when you look at what this means, what the current era of FNAF has given us, and what the FNAF creator himself says about AI, it definitely pushes this narrative of AI being problematic even further. Theory number 2, Jackie will later become Eleanor. Something I notice in all of Secret of the Mimic's marketing is that Steelwool has been throwing a lot of attention to Jackie. Last August, when Secret of the Mimic was announced, the teaser was Jackie coming out of her box. At PAX West, Steelwool had a booth where people could play the Secret of the Mimic demo. While in line to play it, there was a real-life version of Jackie on the ceiling. In both demo levels that Steelwool let people play at PAX, Jackie was the enemy that wanted to kill us. To tease Secret of the Mimic, Steelwool had updated Help Wanted 2, adding a card with Jackie on it into the Ballora private room level, and by beating the Help Wanted 2 update, we unlock Jackie in the character gallery. On New Year's Eve, Steelwool posted a teaser for Secret of the Mimic coming out in 2025, and again, they specifically advertised Jackie. This probably doesn't seem important yet, so here's where the Jackie focus really started to bug me. When the official trailer for Secret of the Mimic was released, it was shown that the Mimic will be chasing you in a variety of different costumes. One of them being Jackie, yes, but we also see the Mimic dressed up as an elephant, a mushroom, Tiger Rock, a nurse named Dolly, and Music Man. And we even see costumes of a yellow dog and a blue dog, which are both from the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. And the bird from Ruin, an alligator, and a pig costume will all be in the game as well, since they were in the PAX West demo. So it's obvious Jackie is just one of very, very many costumes that the Mimic will be wearing while trying to kill us. But guess who Steelwool put in the thumbnail for the trailer? Jackie. So my question is why? Why is Steelwool putting so much focus on Jackie? The easy and probably correct answer is because Jackie's design is a lot more unique than, let's say, an elephant or a yellow dog. But there's also a lot of other unique designs I feel like it would make sense to advertise, such as Dolly, Music Man, and especially Tiger Rock for those who read Tales from the Pizzaplex. But nope, it's only Jackie that Steelwool wants to show off. So that makes me wonder if there's anything else going on with Jackie that we may not be aware of. Looking at Jackie's design, she's yet another clown girl with red hair and pigtails and green eyes. This would make Jackie the third character introduced to us who looks like this, the first being Circus Baby, and the second being Eleanor. Jackie also seems to have both a tall design, and trust me, when I played the demo, she was very tall, and she also seems to have a slim design as well, kind of like Eleanor from the Fazbear Frights, a tall and slim clown girl with red hair pulled up into pigtails and green eyes. This theory suggests that Jackie was the original costume before it got possessed by Eleanor. I'll admit there are some holes in this theory, mainly being that Jackie and Eleanor's designs don't match up very well. To Be Beautiful describes Eleanor as having pink cupid bow lips, pink circles on her cheeks, having a long neck, and rounded bust hips. None of that really matches anything we see in Jackie's design. However, I could argue that it's possible that after Eleanor's evil spirit possessed Jackie, she could have made some modifications to make Jackie look more beautiful, since most of the victims Eleanor targets, while using her main form, that being the clown, seem to be teenage girls who are self-conscious about their looks. However, for me, what I like about the idea of Jackie being the costume later used by Eleanor is that it would just be a neat detail to make everything feel a little more connected. FNAF over the past few years has turned into one of those franchises where there's so many different aspects of the universe. There's the original game story of FNAF 1 to 6, there's the current games being made by Steelwool, there's the Fazbear Frights books, which take place at different times throughout the FNAF series, there's the Tales from the Pizzaplex books as well, and recently we got the release of FNAF interactive novels, which also take place at different points throughout the timeline. FNAF is not a linear story. It has an entire world to be explored. FNAF has become a very, very open world throughout the last 6 years. It's sort of like Star Wars or the MCU, where we have a bunch of different stuff that all happen to take place in one universe. And also like franchises such as Star Wars or the MCU. While the FNAF games and books do have callbacks every now and then to things we've seen throughout the series, I do feel there are often times where things feel a bit disconnected to each other. So adding in small details like saying this clown built by Edwin that the Mimic used as a costume to kill people will at some point in the future become possessed by an agony monster named Eleanor would just be a cool detail that sure isn't necessary, but would just make things feel a little more connected. Theory number 3, we will play as Cassie's dad. With the exception of spin-off or side games, in every single mainline FNAF game, we play as an important character. In FNAF 1, 3, 4, Sister Location, and Pizza Sim, we play as Michael Afton, who is, kind of the son of the killer and the main villain. In Ultimate Custom Night, we play as William Afton, aka the killer himself. In Help Wanted and Curse of Dreadbear, we play as Vanessa, who gets possessed by Glitchtrap and becomes Vanny. In Security Breach, we play as Gregory, who is Patient 46, and the one to spread Glitchtrap inside all of the Glam Rocks. In Ruin, we play as Cassie, Gregory's best friend, and her dad is implied to be tied into the Princess Quest arcades. Then in Help Wanted 2, we play as Cassie's dad, who, like I said, he seems to be connected to Princess Quest. I even have theorized that Jeremy Fitzgerald, who we play as in FNAF 2, may be the Bonnie Bully, and Adventure Freddy, who we play as in FNAF World, may be Cassidy. So if this pattern continues, then that should mean our protagonist in Secret of the Mimic is also an important character. It also kind of matches with what Scott said when he was trying to work on a script for the movie, that he wants the main protagonist to have a connection to stuff going on. But why on earth would I suggest that this character is Cassie's dad? Well, first of all, both Ruin and Help Wanted 2, I feel like has been setting him up as an important character to the current era. In Ruin, we learn that Cassie's dad is a technician for Fazbear Entertainment, and he has been missing for a while. Help Wanted 2 tells us that Cassie's dad was helping rebuild the Pizzaplex after it got destroyed, like how we see it in Ruin, and that he had somehow been killed while fixing the place up. In Help Wanted 2, we play as his ghost wandering around the Pizzaplex while being tormented by Glitchtrap. However, even though Glitchtrap is tormenting us, we hear a specific line over and over again from a bunch of animatronics in Help Wanted 2.
What makes you so special?
What makes you so special?
What makes you so special?
It's never explained why we get asked this question so much, but it makes you stop to think, yeah, why is Cassie's dad so special? Apparently he is special enough that Vanessa even chooses him in the Princess Quest ending to be the one to finally kill Glitchtrap. But why was it Cassie's dad who was chosen to do this instead of literally any other technician in the Pizzaplex? That leads me to believe Cassie's dad is somehow connected to the Princess Quest games. In Security Breach, there are duffel bag messages. One of these is written by someone who is trying to stay in the Pizzaplex overnight but is being kicked out. This person claims he can save the princess if he can glitch all the arcades at the same time by playing Princess Quest 1, 2, and 3. In Security Breach, the Princess Quest arcades refuse to let you play them if you don't play them in order. Playing all the Princess Quest games is what frees Vanessa from Glitchtrap's control. But this is what I want to point out. You're not allowed to play the next Princess Quest unless you played the previous ones. Which makes me wonder, does that mean Cassie's dad did play the previous ones? Obviously he wouldn't have played Princess Quest 3 since that was reserved for Gregory, but he could have played 1 and 2. If Cassie's dad were to be the one who was obsessed with saving the princess, that would explain why he is the one who gets chosen to kill Glitchtrap, why he gets asked over and over again what makes him so special. He may have tried freeing Vanessa before, and that would explain why he's the one who was chosen to destroy Glitchtrap in Princess Quest 4. I think this is a solid idea on how Cassie's dad can already fit into the grand scheme of things, but what about the fact we are told he is a Faz technician? Could that have any significance? Well, here's an idea. What if Cassie's dad were to be the one who built Mexis? Let's look at Mexis's design. He's a rabbit who appears to be quite blue, but why a blue rabbit? You know which character Mexis kind of reminds me of? Bonnie. In Ruin, we are told Cassie's dad's favorite Fazbear character is Bonnie. We also learn that Cassie's dad has a collection of old Fazbear merch, such as lunchboxes, and in Help Wanted 2, we find a Bonnie mask that he used to own. This seems to be telling us Cassie's dad has been a fan of Fazbear Entertainment even since its early days, which would explain why he has a huge collection of old merchandise, and his favorite has always been Bonnie. Which makes me wonder if this will have any relevance going further. Last year, John from FNAF interviewed J-Top, the creative director of Steelwool Studios. During the interview, J-Top revealed that Mexis was designed intentionally to look really old.
Another big question that I wanted to ask, the Mixes machine in Ruin. I'm not going to ask, like, what does Mixes stand for, because I know that's a big secret, but I've noticed, and I feel like people in the community have noticed, that it looks a lot like the
Whopper.
The Whopper machine from the 1983 movie War Games.
Yeah.
was this intentional? And how often when creating your games do you reference back to like movies from your past?
You know, there's always good reference in other movies and television,
Right.
or images, the time periods that you're looking at. That is deliberately supposed to be an older machine. So
Okay.
the Whopper being like a good example of like, hey, here's a supercomputer, right?
But it's old.
Before computers are like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh God, I feel like that was a big drop.
It's like, this is not that's not a modern computer.
No, it's not.
Like, the model just is not a modern computer.
No, it's not. It's
Right.
very old.
It looks old.
Right. It does.
Looks old.
It does. And we'll leave it. We'll leave that question there. I love that.
Yeah.
So Mexus seems to have existed for a long time, which would explain Secret of the Mimics teaser in the Help Wanted 2 update, where we are told a message from the distant past is calling to us.
A gift awaits you in the distant past.
And part of this distant past is Mexus himself. We also see Mexus get driven away in a van, which we see at the start of the Secret of the Mimic trailer. This all seems to imply that this game will show us the origins of Mexus, which I suspect was made to trap the Mimic inside the factory, since in Ruin, the Mexus program does exactly that, lock the Mimic away. This could mean Secret of the Mimic will not only show us the origins of Mexus, but it may also explain how the AR world from Ruin works and how the Vanny network was created. If Cassie's dad were to be the Secret of the Mimic player, if he were to be the first person to build Mexus and trap the Mimic all the way back then, it would explain why he is so special, it would explain why he investigates the Princess Quest arcades, kills Glitchtrap, it would even explain why Cassie, his daughter, would be the one chosen as Glitchtrap's next host. Perhaps there is a personal grudge going on. It would explain why Mexus looks weirdly like Bonnie, while also tying in all the Bonnie connections Cassie's dad had to him in the first place. And it would explain the relevance of Cassie's dad being a technician, if he were to have really built Mexus. It would also fully flesh out Cassie's dad's story, which has been set up in Ruin, and while we do play as him in Help Wanted 2, I don't think that game alone is much of a payoff. So saying Cassie's dad was an important character since the start of the Mimic story would be a great idea. That's why I think we could potentially, in Secret of the Mimic, be playing as Cassie's dad. So those are my 3 theories for Secret of the Mimic. Let me know what you think in the comments, and do you have any Secret of the Mimic theories? If so, let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.